Hello and welcome or welcome back. If we have not met, my name is Kate and this is my place. And in my place, we do some planning, zero-based budgeting, cash stuffing, paying down debt, and so much more as we are building our best life. I'm so excited because in today's video, we are going to be closing out the second week of July and seeing how we did on our no unbudgeted spending for the month of July. So if that sounds like something that would be interesting, make yourself comfortable, grab a snack, get a cozy beverage, and let's get into the video. I hope everybody is having an amazing day, and we are gonna jump right into checking in on how we did on week 2. So our week 2 for July ran from the 5th of July until today, July 11th. So first thing we're going to review is the cash that was taken out of the bank and used in our sinking funds and our envelopes. So I pulled out $475. It was in total what was going to be stuffed for the week 2. And then the sinking funds were $355, leaving us $120 in our cash wallet. 100 of that went towards groceries and 20 of it was for just miscellaneous purchases. I also pulled the money out to get my nails done, and that was $55. I pulled money out for Rodney from his envelope because he needed dog food, and I picked him up some treats. I also pulled money from our health and beauty because I had to pick up something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but we needed a health and beauty item. And then here's where I paid my $55 towards my nails. And then I had to use $15 of the miscellaneous to help cover the rest of my nails, which was the tip, and $5 towards the nails. Grocery shopping, I did spend the full $100 in cash. Rodney's food and treats were $27. And each health and beauty item that I got was $5. And then during our dashing this weekend for our side hustle, we did receive a cash tip in total of $20. So that left the remaining amount of money in our wallet at $28. I did have a therapy appointment today, so I pulled $25 from the copay envelope for that. And then there is, of course, the payment. And then my kiddos has a Patreon subscription, so I had to pull $5 from his envelope to go back to the bank to cover that subscription. And then we are having an issue with the air quality in our apartment. We have neighbors who are smokers, and the smoke smell is seeping into our home, and I am having a lot of breathing issues from it. So we purchased charcoal filters to go in our cold air return, because that seems to be where the smell is coming from, in hopes that it'll help kind of filter some of that out. So I did pull $11 to cover that filter out of our operations or ops envelope to go back to the bank. So we are going to empty out the cash envelopes in my cash wallet. And I should be able to pull $44 out. So So as you can see, we did spend everything out of groceries, and there's nothing in household, health and beauty, or my kiddos. Rodney is gonna get money back in his sinking fund envelope because I didn't spend the full amount that I had pulled out. I only spent 27, so that will go back into his envelope. So I'm gonna set that aside. And then everything else was emptied out. So we did have money left over in miscellaneous. $1, 2, 3, 4, $5. So that is gonna go into our $1 challenge when I do the cash stuffing. Here is the money that is gonna go back towards covering what we spent out of the bank. So there's $10, $15, $16. So that is our back to the bank money. And then our cash tips are going to be going to towards the extra debt envelope and our $1 challenge. So we have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So stick that there because that's going into the extra debt. And then here are our receipts for the week to go into Fetch and Receipt Hog. So we'll set those aside, and let's see if we had any change, which we do have a little bit of change this week. So that empties out our cash wallet. The change is gonna go into our little Master Fluids change holder here. And my boyfriend takes care of putting that into our coin jar. So let's count the money up just to ensure that we had $44 remaining in my cash wallet. All right, so let's count this money up and make sure that it equals $44. So what I did so that I remember is I wrote down what each pile went to, so that when I'm done counting it and during the cash stuffing, when I go to put stuff where it's supposed to go, I know where the money goes. So we have 10, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, $44. So what we're gonna do now is zero out our tracker for week 3. So we are going to subtract $44, leaving us at a 0 balance in our cash wallet. I'm just gonna put back to bank and savings. That is it for our cash wallet. Now for our bank transactions, our second salary of the month did come in at the $1834.81, and we did roll over $231.49 into week 2. I had to make a purchase for my son. I am not counting this towards our budget because it came out of a separate fund that is not within our budget. And then I did some spending out of the main account for $1060, and then again for $1507 and these are going to be payments coming out bi-weekly out of my spending. So these are not going to be scheduled into our bills. I'm paying that out of my spending money. We did pick up some groceries from Bush's for $26.45. I transferred my boyfriend's spending money of $30 into his account, and then the remaining $4 that I had left over went into my spending account. We paid a credit card for $41, and then we had another credit card payment for $25, and then we are gonna go into a bunch of our 4-pay payments for the second week of July. So we had one for $19.82, $20.47, $50.04, $15.24, $21.02, $29.90, $29.91, $16.88, $18.74, $15.94, $17.99, $6.63, $23.69, $7.87, $23.84, $9.30, $78.95, and this was a last payment. I'm so excited that we're done paying this one. It was one of our highest ones. Another one for $19.24, $11.39, $8.70, $9.47. The remainder of our rent came out for $820. My iCloud storage came out for $9.99. I mixed up on a bill, so that obviously doesn't count. This is where I pulled the money out of the bank for our sinking funds and our living expenses, so that does not get included into these numbers, these totals. It was on our cash tracker. We had another grocery shopping for $29.28. And then our dash income was $467.28. Change to savings. So we round up, and the difference in our change gets automatically put into our savings account for $3.18. We had to fill up with gas for $45.26. Another gas purchase for $27. Another debt payment. So this was the medical payment that had to be made that rolled from the week 1 into week 2 for $200.65. Another gas for $48. My boyfriend and I decided after dashing one night that we were just gonna get pizza, so we ordered ourselves pizza. It was $33.33 because we had it delivered. Excuse me. Another change to savings for $8.58. A miscellaneous expense for $4.23. Our Everlance subscription came out for $8.47. Another gas purchase, which is our, I believe, final gas purchase for this week, of $27. Another change to savings for $1.33, or $1.30, excuse me. This is where I made the correction. Myers for spending. My boyfriend picked up some of his chew for $4.97. I made a payment for the Sam's purchase for $54. Walmart, I picked up some extra groceries from Walmart yesterday for $16.44. We had another deposit into the savings from the change of 59 cents. My kiddos Patreon for $5 came out, and then the Amazon purchase for the filters came out of the bank for $10.59. And that was our expenses for the second week of July. So now we get to see how much or if we stayed on budget. All right, so I'm sorry ahead of time. I know it's probably going to be crooked for you guys, but it's hopefully you guys can see everything okay. All right, so I rearranged my desk, so trying to find the right spot to put all these things. All right, so as we saw in our review of our expense trackers, the salary for week 2 came in at the budgeted $1,834.81. We budgeted $300 for our side hustle, but we actually, with the $20 tip, brought in $487.28. From our sinking funds, we did do some spending from our sinking funds, and that total was $128. And then our rollover and other was the $231.49. I'm going to add that up real quick. Giving us a total income for the second week of July of $2,681.58. For the rent, we budgeted $830, and we had to pay $820. The iStorage came out at $999. Everlance for $847. XM, so it did get paid, but it got paid out of a different account. So it did not come out of our account. So I'm gonna have to budget that in on a week where we pay the card back that it came out of. So that is at a 0, leaving our total for our expenses $838.46. And we're gonna subtract $838.46 from the $2681.58, which gives us $1,843.12 to work with. For our credit card payments, this one was $41 as budgeted. The credit card number 6 was actually $25. The 4-pays originally were budgeted at $407.46. There were 3, I believe, that we missed in the list. So our total that we paid out for 4-pays was $455.03. And this was our highest amount for the month of July. So we got through that and we made it. And I'm excited that when we do our budget for week 3, which will be posted after this video, you'll see that there is a significant decrease in the amount that we're going to be paying out for 4-pays for week 3. And then that medical payment that rolled over was $265. So let's total up our debt payments. And our debt payments came in at $721.68. We're going to subtract $721.68 from $1,843.12, leaving us $1,121.44. Okay. So for our gas, we did go over in the budget for gas. Our gas for last week was $147.26. Groceries, we did go a little bit over on groceries as well, $172.17. Spending, we did go over on spending by $4.64. Miscellaneous came in at $19.23, and that Sam's payment did go for the $54. And let's see how we did for our living expenses. So our living expenses, I forgot something, I believe. I did. I needed to add in our eating out. So our pizza that we ordered, we did not budget for that. And it was $33.33. So I am gonna add $33.33, giving us a total of $490.63. We're gonna subtract the $490.63 from the $1,121.44, giving us $630.81. All right, so for our sinking funds, we did put in all these amounts. So and then down here, what I'm gonna do is list the funds that we spent out of, so that we can add it into the amount that was stuffed of the $355. So the funds that we pulled money from were for Rodney, health and beauty, nails, copay envelope, my kiddos, and operations. So that's for our household. I never know what to budget for our envelopes because I don't know until I actually do the list of what we need. So I always keep those at 0. And then for Rodney's, his was 27. Health and beauty was 5. 55 for nails, 25 for the copay, $5 for the kiddo, and $11 for the ops folder. So the total for this is $128 plus the $355 is $483. All right, so $483 minus the $630.81 equals $147.81. The cushion got its $40. For rollover, that is going to be rolling over into next week, is going to be $82.74. And then the money that was put into savings in the bank from our change, and the money that is going to be going back to the bank and into savings out of our cash wallet, was a total of $1465 equals $58.65. So I want to double check something. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, so we put from the change to savings $1365, and then plus 44 is 57.65. Okay, so we are going to add these numbers up. That is 180.39, and obviously I did something wrong in my numbers again this week. So let's see. I'm going to subtract 147. Minus 180, 39. It's 32.58. You know, what I think I did, so part of this money that's rolling over is the cushion because it's in the bank. So I'm not going to keep you guys because it's going to take me a minute to figure this all out. So with that being said, like I've stated in previous videos, for me the most important thing is that my tracking pages match what's in the bank and what's in my envelope. So I know that I messed something up in the numbers and it's not something that's messed up with the actual money that's in my wallet or in my bank. So we did have a little bit of overage in our living expenses this week. And moving forward, my boyfriend and I have already had some discussions on how we're going to supplement and what we're going to do to ensure moving forward that we don't have that again. There's going to be a few tweaks just to ensure that we're able to continue moving forward without having a ton of unbudgeted spending, and so that we're not racking up a bunch of additional pays. The no unbudgeted spending for July. The biggest reason why we're doing that is because our impulsive spending got really out of control in the month of June. So with that being said, I'm really happy with so far the past 2 weeks we've been able to really be disciplined with ourselves and keep our spending, you know, within a more reasonable and manageable range. So with that being said, that closes out week 2. I have money that I get to put towards our extra debt. We have money that's going to be going back into our sinking fund envelopes. So that all is going to be taken care of during our cash stuffing that's upcoming. So in my mind, this was a good closeout because my bank and my expense trackers match and my cash tracker matches with what was in my wallet. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, you are a rock star, and I truly appreciate the time that you spent with me today. And if you could please let me know down below in the comments by putting a star emoji, I would truly appreciate knowing that you hung out with me today. And then if you have not subscribed to my channel and would like to continue following my journey or get any type of entertainment or enjoyment from my content, please make sure that you're hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when I post videos. And with that, I am going to let you guys go, and I will see you next time. Bye.